Good morning. Welcome back to the Retirement Report. I'm Hank Parrott, your host. All right, we've been talking about preparing for retirement. So first we got into those pre-retirement years and the things that you need to consider there. Now the next stage are those early retirement years. So let's look at those milestones and the kind of things that you need to prepare for. You know, when it comes to retirement, and I'm, like I said, every week and every day for that matter, I'm meeting with clients, both new clients and existing clients, because we do reviews. I mean, once we get a plan set up, it's not just that you set it. I mean, it's like, anything that we do in life, right? You get up a plan, you get your plan set in place. Now you got to make sure it stays there. And life's going to happen. Things are going to come at you, and these things, whether good things or bad things, we need to be prepared for. All right, we need to have a plan or the flexibility built into our plan that allows us to adapt and adjust to these things that life throws at us to still be able to accomplish the goals that we have. So this goes to, again, maintaining our standard of living, quality of life means about maintaining a stable amount of income coming in, whatever that income need is, both for the essential things as well as for the fun things. And good planning is about that. So one of the big questions that I always get is, how do I make my savings last, right? How do I make sure I'm not going to run out of money? Now, for some people, maybe you've got plenty of money saved up, and your lifestyle relative to that is let's say very modest relative to the amount of assets, and that could mean different things for different people, right? You may need 150 or 200,000 a year to accomplish that modest lifestyle based on the amount of maybe millions of dollars that you've got saved up, versus that person that maybe you're in that boat where you've got $500,000 to $1 million saved up, and your lifestyle maybe in terms of your income needs from that is down into the 20 to 30, 40, 50,000 range. So whatever it is for you, okay, the importance is having a plan to get there. How to make sure that you don't run out of money during your lifetime, and if you're I just had a gentleman in recently, and there's I think it's about a 10 or 12 year, it might have been more than that. I think it was more than 12-year difference in age between he and his wife. So in that situation, he's thinking, yeah, I'm going to be, doing these things as far as my planning. I'm probably going to be fine, but I want to make sure she's going to be okay too. That we've got income and sufficient planning in place to where she'll be able to maintain her lifestyle when he's gone. So this is one of those areas that we get into in planning. Just for every individual situation, it's different. Is your investment mix organized to generate the income you're going to need in retirement? And this is huge. This is your asset allocation, both in how you're invested in the market to stay ahead of inflation and taxes, and how other assets, safe assets, can also provide income for you. So understanding how that investment mix can be best organized and how you can best invest overall to generate the income you're going to need in retirement. It's a whole different game when you're retired and you're taking income, as opposed to when you're just saving and it's all about growth and you're just accumulating money and you keep pumping it in all the time, as opposed to taking money out. When you start taking money out, it adds additional risk, and one of those being, of course, and one of the biggest ones being running out of money. So how do you plan for the unexpected? This is that other part I was just talking about. Life happens. What's that going to look like for you? And do we have the plan in place to take care of whatever risks may come up for you, or whatever life throws at you that we need to adapt to? And all the planning I do with my clients over the years, this is one of those areas it's very critical, is to anticipate all the different things that could happen and have a plan in place for whatever that might be. All right? What are possible ways to manage inflation on expenses? This is one of those big areas, reason we have to invest in really, otherwise we could just put it all in a checking or savings account. It'd be quite easy, right? Unfortunately, you don't earn enough. You don't earn anything hardly. And even if you have it in CDs or short-term fixed annuities or other, savings bonds, treasuries, safe, guaranteed type of instruments, but they don't pay you investments, but they don't pay you enough money to stay ahead of inflation and taxes. So as your costs are going up, your expenses are going up with inflation, you're finding you're having to eat up more of your savings to keep up with that, if that's the way if all your money's sitting in a bank account, for instance, or you're going to have to cut back on your lifestyle. We don't want to do that, right? We want to enjoy our retirement years. So this is about making sure we're earning enough on our money that our income goes up to keep pace with inflation and our expenses to be able to maintain that lifestyle no matter how long we live. And then how can you use Medicare to help pay for health care costs? Understanding how Medicare works is a critical part here. Now, some of the milestones we talked about, like travel and hobbies, things you're going to do in retirement, transitioning from, again, from savings now to a spending plan, from where we're not just pumping money in all the time, but now we're starting to take money out. This is where we get into that sequence of returns risk, where we got to be careful as we're taking money out. If the market dives or when the market goes down again and the next bear market hits, how do you maintain your standard of living, your quality of life, that income stream that you need, right, and still be able to ride out that volatility and not have it maybe put you in a position where you could run out of money. This is an important part of planning, and if you don't have a plan for this is one of those that you really have to get a handle on. I do it, like I said, every day with clients, and it's not, there are tons of strategies that can be employed to do this, whether it's laddering a portfolio, whether it's including guaranteed income streams from maybe annuities such as fixed index annuities, uncapped fixed index annuities. As with anything, when I'm talking about investing in the market, when I talk about things like fixed index annuities, understand there are bad ones out there and there are good ones out there, and you want to make sure that you have one. Being an uncapped, if you're shopping, being an uncapped fixed index annuity with volatility control is one of the critical parts of that. And look at what its past returns have been. See what the performance has been on it, and understand the different rules where you could maybe turn on and get guaranteed income for life. And when you're doing that, you don't want just a flat income. You want an income that can go up with inflation and taxes. Regular reviews of your financial plans. I meet with clients typically 2 to 4 times a year. Doing reviews in that, where we get into tax planning, where we talk about ways to minimize taxes, increase income as needed, maintaining the investment plan, staying disciplined. Because once we put a plan together, we've got it, we're set it up for different things. We do an investment plan, for instance, anticipating there will be another bear market, maybe probably more than one during your lifetime. Possibly you could have multiples over your lifetime. In fact, having a plan for that, having an investment strategy that says no matter if the market's going down, I'm still going to be able to, not only maintain my income, but have my income going up. Other strategies that we employ, there's a number of them to help do that. As I mentioned, laddering strategies. Maybe I have a more conservative portfolio for income in the early years, the first 3 to 5 years. And then I have more moderate portfolio for 5 to 7, 8 years. And then for my longer term outlook, I can go a little more aggressive in terms of a growth portfolio. Again, I'm always going to be looking to minimize volatility while I'm in my investments, but laddering up my portfolios is one way that I can get my income stream. So if the market drops, I need 3 years, 3 or 4 years to recover from that. Then on my longer term investments, I want to be able to leave those alone and use my shorter term investments to help me do that, okay? Reducing volatility is huge. All right, some of the other things we talked about, eligibility for Medicare. This is another part of your early retirement years. Understanding how Medicare works, how those healthcare expenses are going to get handled, understanding the different types of Medicare between Parts A, B, C, D, the C being Medicare Advantage plans, and the difference between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage and what that can mean to you, not only as far as coverage, but with regard to cost as well. Medicare Advantage plans can be a great way to manage your expenses and get lower costs if you don't mind a PPO plan. And again, you want to look in your area where you're at, go to medicare.gov, and you can plug in your information and it'll help you shop plans and see the difference. And say I want original Medicare and I want to shop those kind of plans, and then go in and say I want to look at Medicare Advantage plans for my area as well, and then compare and see which ones work. And if you need some help with that, again, check in with my office. We work with clients all the time on making these important decisions, because they can be worth thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars over your retirement lifetime. Difference in money that you get to hold on to for you and your family versus money that's just wasted because you didn't know how those rules worked and how to take advantage of them. Also, if you're not sure about Social Security, we help you determine when the best time to take Social Security. at 62, at any age, right? But 62 or your full retirement age, 66 to 67, or age 70, that's the longest you can delay taking Social Security and get increased payments. So there's really no reason to ever go beyond age 70 as far as starting. But what works best for you? I can show you based on the different decisions. If you take it age 62 or 66 or 70, I can show you each of those decisions, what the outcome will be for you 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road. So I can show you which decision is going to put more money in your pocket based on which, before you make that decision. Wouldn't that be a nice thing to do, to see the outcome of your decisions before you make them? How to make your savings last. Is your investment mix organized to generate the income you need? Again, we cover that. How to plan for the unexpected. And then again, managing the different healthcare expenses and that. All of this is important when it comes to Social Security, how to evaluate when to receive your payments, So it's not just about making your savings last, though, right? You get more from Social Security. That means you use less of your money. You get to hold on to more of it. Same thing as far as that money. How much income can I generate? How much can that provide me for income in retirement? These are all part of the early retirement years. Okay, one of the things when it comes to planning is understanding how there's so many different rules, right? It's tax rules, it's investment rules, it's Social Security, it's Medicare, all the different things that you're going to have to deal with in retirement. Having a good plan can really help you tremendously on that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to delve into the later retirement years, what that's going to look like, strategies there, and also give you another opportunity for first 10 callers to get a personalized plan, right? We talk about the importance of doing it, and I hope you're taking the information that we provide you each week to do so for yourself. But if you need a little help, we're going to show you how to do that too. But first, we'll take a break. Join me here. We'll be right back on the Retirement Report.